Tech Shamans, we understand, cause we are the Tech Shamans. Dude, I got this cool thing to show you. Really, man? Yeah, it's far out and technical and stuff. Awesome. Yeah. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Cool.
Hey, good morning, everybody.
God,
welcome to Tech Shamans.
Good
yes.
morning. It's Monday.
We gave everybody off last week, so now everybody should be ready for some freaking big tech news.
Big, huge.
And we got some tech news.
Oh yeah, we got.
We got some tech news.
We
So-
have
finally.
amazing tech.
So before we all get into it, so how was your Labor Days? Did you labor?
Yes, it's not lazy day, it's Labor Day.
What about you?
I labored all day.
Did you cook? Did you grill?
Yeah, of course.
Did you grill?
No.
No?
No.
I grilled with a beer.
No grilling was
Did you
involved.
really?
Yeah.
Because once you teach a man to grill, he'll sit by the smoker in the grill all day long drinking beer.
Yeah.
Man, must be doing
I
this
usually
wrong.
get told to get off my phone.
Oh, get off the phone. Get off the
But
phone.
it's usually me taking pictures of the food and posting it.
Yes, and next time you do that, I'm on my way over. I don't care. I'm just
Yeah.
going to come over and go, I'm here. Give me a plate of food.
Usually it's 30 burgers at a time.
I was going to say, you got a big family, too. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was we actually went away to we went camping.
Yeah, you did.
Well, glamping.
Yeah, which is
I like camping. I like going sleeping on the ground. But you're no way
Right.
you're ever going to get Mama Tech to do that.
no.
Ain't no way.
That's not a thing. That's why we never go camping at all.
Mama Tech will not ever sleep on it.
Nope.
She did once. Okay, I take that back. She did twice, and both for Boy Scouts, because our son was in Boy
Right.
Scouts.
Yep.
So we went over. I think it was down to Clearwater or something like that to the Boy Scout camp, and
Yep.
then we did the whole Jubilee or whatever they call that jamboree. But of course, everybody else. A lot of these people come over with these little mom and pop tents where like two people can sit, and I have an 8.
Yeah.
It's got wings.
Yep.
Got an air conditioner on the inside, or it's my homemade built swamp cooler.
We used to buy those for the kids to sleep in the backyard.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never used it for actual camping purposes.
But anyway, we went glamping, but it was kind of.
Glamping.
I know one thing, man. I tell you what, inside of an RV during a thunderstorm, it's not a place you want to be.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's like being in a
Holy crap!
tin
I mean,
can.
I'm on. Okay, we had mine gets on. It puts down. You put down the levelers, the whole 9 yards, so you're sitting kind of steady.
Yeah.
Even on those, woo!
doing some
40,
wobbling
50
in the
mile
wind,
an hour
huh?
winds. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it was
Yep.
crazy. I'm like,
That's like-
I'm not sure I want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're
you
in
had your
Florida.
very own trailer park experience. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you very
Yes,
much. I do
yes.
appreciate that. Thanks, Florida.
Yep. It's tornado bait.
Tornado Bay.
I do want to talk to you. I think one day I wanted to sit down and we'll do a shaman show about getting Wi-Fi without being connected. A true Wi-Fi.
What's the Starlink?
There you go.
Bingo.
Just give it a couple years. We'll all be on.
Well,
I mean, I
we
use
just-
my phone, but here I have a question for you, because he is our computer.
Please be
So
my guest.
why does 5GE work sometimes and 5GE work not sometimes? And I'll tell you my example. I'm in Orlando. We're in a campground near Orlando, and I had 5GE, and I had full bars. And dude, when I did a speed test, it was like dial up. I didn't get it.
You had 5G. You mean Wi-Fi that you were connected
Yeah,
to?
you 5GE, right?
Okay.
Well, 5G. Yeah.
Well, it said 5GE.
Well, E would have been edge network if you were
Yeah.
on the cellular side.
Right,
You
so-
would have been on edge.
Right,
But
okay.
5G would have been if you were on somebody's wireless.
No. Literally cellular side. And it said, because I had the Wi-Fi turned off because there was so many different. Okay, there comes a point in time with people, I think, and I think we talked about this, trying to do mesh networks and whole time that if you have too many wireless routers or extenders or whatever, sometimes too many of them
If they're on the same band.
will kill you.
Yeah, if
they
they're on
won't
the
work
same-
right.
same band,
So I turned my
right.
Wi-Fi off because I had, according to AT&T, I had 5GE all full bar. I had 5 bars, but the speed test on it was crap.
Can you? Okay.
I know, right?
5GE would be his
AT&T
you know,
network.
But were you on somebody else's Wi-Fi?
No, I had my Wi-Fi turned off.
Right.
Literally
but,
turned
but
off.
were you on somebody else's Wi-Fi?
No,
Okay.
stop it, killing me.
That is a very strange occurrence.
Yeah,
And
I would be unless-
I'm glad you looked at him so he could say, I got no idea.
Unless AT&T's trying to fool people with the 4G and then adding this, this other layer in there, so it's
A
saying
bump
that,
up, yeah.
yeah, just trying to tell the phone, hey, this is what you're on,
Right.
which is just a little supposed to be a little bit faster version of 4G.
I'll take
Right.
4G.
Just rebranding it.
Yeah, at that point, take 4G over
I'll
nothing.
take 4G.
Because
It'll work.
our phones can only connect to 4G to begin with, to LTE network. So there's no way it can connect to 5G yet because Apple hasn't even released a phone that has that modem in it.
Okay,
So
so
it
why,
may have been releasing it or
It could've-
receiving it
It could have been receiving.
because you were over by Orlando, right?
It could have been
Yes.
a.
which
it could have
which
been a-
they are civilized there.
Well, it could have been a regular, regular LTE, just rebranded.
Could be.
what they
Yeah.
they because they can send like whatever they want to the
Yeah.
phone and say, hey, you're on
Here's
a 5G
what I am.
network, but you're not really on a 5G network. You're really on a
4G plus.
4G, whatever they wanted to.
Yeah.
tag
4G
and I
plus.
know I'm not the only person out there wondering why the hell I got 4 bars, which means I'm full. The Wi-Fi's turned off and it reads 5GE.
Yep. And it's because they may have coded it that way, and yet your phone can't receive it. So you should have
That's
looked for another
weird.
network, which you can't do when you're not network shopping. You're just on the
just
cellular
toggle
network.
airplane mode and let it go find a different tower. Make sure you turn
Yeah.
off roaming.
Yeah.
Turn off
Ching,
data
ching.
roaming or something.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Or turn it on and allow it to find a different
Yeah.
Real one.
a different network.
The
that's
one
more
that
compatible.
actually works.
works.
Yes.
Anyway, so we're going to start with
Something
something
to send
kind
you
of cool. All right.
are.
I saw this the other day, and I understand why they're working on it. And
Mm-hmm.
right now, in my opinion, I think it's kind of needed if they could get this to work right now because of all the firefighters and all the burning out there, right? So, scientists just found a way for machines to see through clouds and fog. Now,
Yep.
And I think it's laser based, correct?
Well, honestly, what it is
Almost like a
is
pulsar.
imagine lasers instead of sound in radar. And that's
Okay.
exactly what it's doing. It's bouncing light off, and whatever's coming back in that frequency, it's reconstructing it to give you an idea of what is actually on the other side. Because something does come back, even though it is being diffused. In the experiments, they used a piece of 1-inch thick styrofoam, and they shot through that. And to mimic, a lot of fog, or heavy rain.
Yeah.
And
or smoke clouds.
yeah, but you're talking seriously thick. Okay.
Have you seen the pictures from San Francisco?
I've been in a burning building.
Okay.
So I'm good.
Yeah. I mean, that place is orange.
Yeah. But in this case, it's a phenomenal idea. It's a phenomenal concept. But it takes hours right now for it to do that single scan that it's looking at right there.
Right.
And so clearly processing speed will need to catch up with it.
Hope it's not running on 5GE.
And it's exactly. No, it's on 6G now.
Rob goes, hey, by the way, will that work for DirecTV and Dish Network?
Yeah, they definitely
Beam
need
it
to
down.
see-
Yeah, no, but they've got a lot of neat examples in there. Everything from of course, driverless cars.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah,
is your
that's
number one.
Definitely,
Because if it can see through the rain and heavy fog, that's a win. But
Isn't that what the Teslas are using is a laser instead of radar?
probably, but again, it's only as good as it is thick. It depends
Right.
on what you're getting back. And I personally think it's a phenomenal plan, and I think the idea of using the light as radar is a great idea. It's echolocating.
That is cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
like a little bunch of bats floating around.
Right.
Oh, that's an even better idea. Maybe we should box some bats up and put them in front of your car, and
Heck
when they start
yeah, dog.
screaming, you're headed for the back of a semi.
that would be actually kind of cool, man.
I'm Batman.
So, hey, did you guys notice that I have a a mug in front of me. Says Nerd Talk.
Oh, wow, John. That's really cool. Where did you get your Nerd Talk copyright
So,
2020
WeBeam TV has on.
mug?
If you go to Bonfire,
Bonfire.
and put in WeBeam TV,
Is that
you can
bonfire.com?
Bonfire.com
Awesome.
/we-beam.tv, and you can actually get your own. Look at this. You get some cool stuff. We even got a Tech Shaman mug getting ready to go up.
Ooh.
I wanted to see. Here's the thing. I don't ever do anything that if I don't test it, right? So you can even have coffee with Boss Tech. That's
Nice.
right. Isn't that cool?
I have had coffee with Boss Tech.
Yes, you have. Actually, we've had cocktails. We had
yeah.
cocktails Friday, which
Oh
are,
my God!
which
Yeah,
freaking
yeah. We aren't going to talk about
awesome.
that right now.
Yes, we are. That's awesome.
I've been recovering all
So
weekend.
check that right there. So Nerdosphere, we're going to start our 2021 Nerdosphere tour because 2020 sucked. Just saying. My wife loves that.
Good news is it's
she's
almost
already
over.
ordered one. Anyway, so so if you want a mug and if you want a T-shirt, you want something like that, go to Bonfire.
Bonfire.
The links will be on the link will be today on WeBeam TV. I had to buy one to make
Yeah.
sure it got quality, and that's
And
Yes.
you're not going to get charged $2 for that link either. That's another story coming up.
And make sure you buy the
you
one
go.
for Tech Shamans.
yes, the
Which
Tech
isn't there
Shamans
yet.
ones will be coming up. It will be up
Yeah,
there
whatever.
today.
Tech Shamans.
Today.
Yeah.
Today. It will be there today. Anyway, so that I think that's a pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think that's really, in my opinion, really
laser
super cool.
radar.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
And it's about.
I
you know,
mean-
I can't believe that it's taken them this long to do that.
Well, it's not exactly easy to be able to sense the light coming back. You need more of an array.
Right.
Which is kind of like what we're looking at with the artificial skin story that we're looking at, the Luke Skywalker arm story we're looking at later today.
Right.
And what you need is something that will pick up a wide array of bouncing stuff and then calculate its trajectory and then reassemble what's going on in front of it so that it actually makes sense, which is why all this processing time is taking so long. And I mean, I'm going to presume that the less opaque the medium is that you're trying to see through, the faster it's going to process, of course, because
Right.
it'll get much more data that much faster. But I
the
mean,
less
come on,
foam.
an
Less foam
inch
you have.
of foam.
Yeah,
that's crazy to be able to see through that. You're talking, I mean, if you hold that up to the sunlight and put your hand in there, you can barely see your hand.
Right.
Okay, so this is just crazy that they're actually able to knock this out.
Right.
It's XRay Vision, and what they need are glasses that they can sell in the back of comic books that actually do this.
Superman glasses.
Yeah.
Did you ever buy those
Yeah.
X-ray glasses? It's
No,
although
no.
they were little
Okay, fine, I
feathers
did.
in there.
They were always in the back of the Boys Life magazine.
Yes, they were.
Yeah, they were.
Which is weird.
Yeah, and all the comic books.
I bought them. They did not work.
Yeah.
They gave you headaches, actually. Yeah, it's I saw the premise of it. I get it. So
Yep. What's next? Boss Tech.
so if you if they do get this to work, right? Santa Claus will have to have it because he'll be able to see better when it's snowing.
Oh my God! Here we go. Technology is replacing Rudolph.
I know. And
Rudolph's going to be out of work now.
And then, but if Santa
Unbelievable.
Claus can see you better, you got to have good Christmas lights.
This
right?
is why we need universal reindeer income.
Okay, so in Popular Mechanics, they did the best Christmas lights tested by real people. Who was testing it before?
Artificial people.
Oh,
You know, the plastic
artificial
ones
people,
standing in
man,
front of the
yeah.
house. Yeah, you know, holding
Right.
the hymn book. Yeah.
I mean, how many times have you guys put up, made it look beautiful, then you plugged it in and like half the string worked? It's brand new.
I can only say about half the time. Yeah.
Half the time, only
time
half of
Half
them
the
work.
Put it
time.
in, boom. Have you guys gone full pure LED?
I
trees?
think so. Yeah.
Most all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've replaced every
Yep.
incandescent. I just completely threw it out because
yeah.
the LEDs work whether good
Yeah.
or bad.
Yep.
And that's
you may
what I
have one
kinda-
LED that flickers, but so what?
Well, it's
Doesn't
kinda
take out
cool,
the
though.
rest of the line. And I mean, you can buy the really expensive ones that never go out, even if one little bulb goes out.
That's what
you know, the 3-wire system
Yep.
for the incandescents, but they're still a pain in the butt,
And they get hot.
and they get hot, and that's a real problem
super
if
hot.
you have a natural tree.
So the
Which we
ones
do.
I'm showing first, I actually had these Bris LED. We bought these because
Mm-hmm.
I like them because I can change the colors.
Yeah, that's got like
the tree.
all the different colors.
Right.
It's got 9 different patterns.
Alexa,
It's crazy.
change tree color.
Yes, you can do that.
Ah.
And you can do that. So in $25.99, they kind of went up I paid less for that.
Well,
so
they've come way down.
Yeah.
Okay, over the years.
Yeah, LEDs.
LEDs used to be really expensive for your tree,
Yep.
and now they've dropped down. But then look at regular LED bulbs.
LEDs
I mean,
in
they are
general,
now
yeah.
price competing with standard bulbs.
Yep, exactly.
And it's fantastic, especially since you can pick your warmth with them.
And just think how
And-
fast that technology dropped in price.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was
All it needed was heavy demand.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's what most things need is.
And then, believe it or not, we have an incandescent that jumped up there too, Sylvania. Now, I've known this for a while. And anytime I've had incandescent like these, we've always went with Sylvania side.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what we've
I've
got.
never bought the
Yeah.
Walmart.
I think
or
I've still got some
Kmart or crap like
Sylvanias
that.
around.
I don't throw them away because I use them
Yeah.
for in production. We
Yeah.
use them. And the one thing about when you're in the production world, when you're trying to film stuff, the LEDs still flicker because they're not. They're at a
Well,
weird rate.
they're running at 60 cycles per
Right.
second. You're filming at 30 cycles per second.
Right.
So you're going to get like a visual moire effect from the lighting.
Right, so the Sylvanias are pretty good. They didn't tell you a price on there. Yuletime warm white. I've never heard of these, so I don't know who they are, but they're $32. So
Yeah.
You know,
I
that's
mean,
not
they're it's a big strand. I think it's 200 lights and 67 feet.
and I know everybody's saying,
which is a
why
lot
are you guys
of
talking
lights.
about Christmas?
Well,
lights right now?
hello.
Christmas, because Halloween's screwed up, and there's no telling that if we can even. I can't go visit family in other states to do Thanksgiving. So
Yeah.
So
and we're gonna have to use Uber Eats to get your Halloween candy from around the town.
That's a neat idea.
So hey,
They go trick or treating for you.
Right. There's this one guy that's built this sled looking, it's a big monster guy, right? And it's got a big long arm and it's a tube. And he has got it at an angle where he drops candy in there and the kids go down there as they walk by and it drops in their bag.
Nice.
Oh, that's nice.
That's cool,
It's
right?
a candy filling station.
Candy filling station.
That
please.
is cool. I
Yep.
would do that with like a
Yep.
squid arm.
Oh,
Here.
Rob in the back is like air cannon.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Catch
Hold
it.
still, kid.
Open up. Open wide.
No.
So Epsol
Now, this is the
Fairy
kind of
Tale
technology
Twinkle
we
Lights.
Double bubble on its way.
These are, I actually, we have these on the tree in WPBA, so I know they work.
Do they twinkle?
They do twinkle. And back to Yuletime. I don't know who this Yuletime is. And look, see now I'm waiting for. Well, here's
Remember
what
those?
I want. I want these in LED. I want the boutique. I want the big fat bulbs.
I remember
but I want them in
those.
LEDs though.
That's all we had when I was a kid.
That's all we
Those
had.
Gigantic.
I
bulbs.
love them things.
They were, yeah, they meant Christmas.
They're nostalgic.
They did mean
That's
Christmas.
exactly
When
what
you
they
saw
are.
that, okay, Christmas is really here. Because right now, twinkle lights are everywhere.
yeah.
You know-
good
You know,
point. Good
Guys,
point.
Here they are, stay lit LED C9s.
I used to have candles.
Yeah, but those are the
Candles all
tiny
around the
ones.
house.
No, the C9s are big ones.
They're the big ones?
Yeah, they're the big ones.
No way.
Yeah, look at the finger. There's a finger right
I'll have to take your word
Yeah, I
for
see
that.
that.
right there.
Okay.
Yeah, they're the
All right.
and they're the stay lit, which is awesome.
And what does that mean?
They stay lit.
One goes out.
Thanks.
And
Oh,
then-
yeah. Well,
so
they're
now-
LED, yeah.
So here's the falling rain lights. The only thing about these I don't like,
They look funny.
they look weird. And so at night they're beautiful. Oh, it's like all coming down, blah 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 blah. But during the daytime, you look like you got white sticks hanging from your.
It looks like somebody took some of the rope LED lights.
That's
and just
exactly
cut
what
it.
Exactly what it is.
That's exactly what
But,
it is.
you know, you really got to look at that and say, rain, that must be the Florida edition. Up north, it would still be snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We used to go down to, and I hope we'll get to be able to do it this year. Is down in I guess Largo. There's a botanical gardens down there. Is it Largo or Clearwater? Anyway, you get
don't
to
remember.
you get to walk through it, and they have this just acres of Christmas lights,
That's nice.
different decorations, and all that kind of stuff. So to me, it's but I just don't know if they're going to open up. I don't know. This world's crazy right now.
Yeah,
so
it is.
I'm just saying.
I mean, the numbers are looking really good everywhere right now. So,
Well, yeah, they stopped lying about the numbers, so the numbers got better. It's amazing. How about that? Oh, hey, did I say that out loud? Oh, I'm going to get hit from Facebook again.
there you go.
Getting in trouble already. Damn it, Barbie. All right, so I don't know if a lot of people know about this. I mentioned this a couple times in some other groups I'm in, and they're like, "What the hell is that?" So this tool will help hunt down deep fakes before election. Now,
Yeah.
you said that only BBC and a couple news agencies
Yeah.
have. I know other
New York Times
there's-
and Canadian. Okay, the Canadian Broadcasting Network. Okay, the only ones that currently Microsoft is working with, according to Microsoft. I got that directly from the Microsoft blog.
okay. So they're working with these people to help stop the fake ads and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Because I know the deep fake software is everywhere.
Yeah. And
It's
I
all
mean,
over the
and
place. It's on Instagram.
The thing is, I mean, you look at the, the example they keep citing is that Pelosi video, okay, where she was, slurring and moving. It's actually just slowed down. That's all it is. It's just they just slowed it down 10%. And is that a fake at that point?
No.
No, it's just slowed down 10%. And so how could it spot something like that? I mean, that's just crazy. Okay, because there is no special effects being applied. There are no, blurry edges in the grayscales and everything else for it to zero in on. It's just moving slower than it should. And I mean, and then the question is, was it at 30 frames, brought down to, 27 frames, and then kicked back up again at 30? And would that generate a special effect buzz that it might pick up? I don't know. Maybe that's how it works. But I think the idea is great that we're going to try and be able to figure these things out.
Yeah, there's the video you're talking about.
Yeah. And all she is moving slower. That's all they've done.
Yeah,
with it.
but the deep fakes they're also talking about is when they face
Yes.
replace the face.
Exactly. Or just the mouth.
Right.
Okay, with something that's saying what the sound is. And of course, they now have the audio, which they're talking about going really amazing on that. In that, if you want to do a podcast, you'll be able to start your intro to the podcast. The computer will learn your voice, and then you can just let it take over. And it will keep reading your voice, your intonation, your pauses, your ums, okay, straight into the written text that's down in front of you.
Right.
And you've just deep faked yourself in order to save time. And I mean, that to me is phenomenal.
Yep.
That, we're reaching a stage where, well, it's been going on for a while where we don't need people.
We don't need people.
I mean, because I don't think you'd have to train the computer to learn your voice more than once.
People who
and then all you have to are the luckiest people. We could do a barbershop trio.
We could.
Yeah, there we go. Let's get Rob out here.
Rob could probably sing.
Yeah.
So anyway, to me it's great that they're going to do it. It doesn't matter to me, but whatever.
Well, I hope that they do it properly and that they employ it as with any other fact check tool, fairly. Okay, because that would be really helpful.
Yeah, we got fact checked, and they're just dumb.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some that are just blatantly wrong.
Oh, weekend I couldn't post.
Yeah,
I couldn't I couldn't share.
Yeah, because you asked for opinions on something.
I asked for opinions.
Good and bad. Just tell me what you think of this piece so that I can do a program on it.
Right.
And then they fact check you and shut you off for the weekend. I mean,
they literally, and then they go, "Hey, you haven't streamed in a couple of days. Is everything okay?" Seriously, got an email.
John's like, I was on a mini vacation.
Wow.
I'm like, wait a minute, because we literally for the last several months. Actually, several months, we stream daily to Facebook as one of our daily streams.
Yeah.
And they asked me, is everything okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there, you're okay? I'm thinking to myself, you blocked me, banned me, and put me in Facebook jail. I'm like, what? So anyway.
Yeah.
So we have a ton of stuff. As you can see, I have almost 3 pages of stuff here, but we're going to jump down to one because I don't want to run out of time. I'm watching the time. Now you said getting connected to Apple Maps. Well, I can't spell. I
got to tell you something. I know Apple Maps. I'm like, wow.
It's a new one.
I can't do that segment. I don't know anything about Apple Maps.
Apple.
I got to tell you something. It was occurring to me over the last 2 weeks how many times I don't use Google. If I'm going to a business or I want to go to the store, I want to find out what their hours are, I go straight to Maps.
Right.
And I just look it up, and everything is in there. And if your stuff is not in there, then you're in trouble. Because there's more and more and more people that are just getting all the information. Because I don't know if y'all realize, but it's practically a search engine for businesses.
Yes.
And when you go in there, you get not only the the information on what is in the where it's located, but you get the hours, you get the website, you get the phone number, you get everything right there in the Apple Maps. So what you want to do is make sure that all your information is absolutely correct and up to date. And it's honestly very easy to do. Yeah. There's a simple link, which is mapsconnect.apple.com.
Yes, so we were just showing it on the
we were just
screen
showing
there.
it.
So
and it walks you through step by step by step.
Let me tell you how easy it is.
Yeah, go ahead, John. Tell us how easy it is.
Because I thought I was on there, and I went and checked, and I am not.
Yep.
So what did I do? Because I went and did Tampa Bay Multimedia first.
Yep.
I literally put in my address, my phone number, my email, my social media stuff, and then hit
hours and
submit, and it goes, oh, we're gonna verify you.
Right.
They call my phone. They read out a code you put in there. You put it in there, and then boom, and then it's for review. So I figured, okay, well, Tampa Bay Multimedia's in there now. Now I'm gonna go put WeBeam TV in there.
Right.
Did the same thing. I had both things done in less than 5 minutes.
Yep.
Both
It is super easy, but what a great way to connect with your customer. And then, of course, once you've done this, you got to remember this is probably more important than updating your hours on your website.
Right. Yeah.
Okay? Because this is where people are going. Now, yes, your website link is in there.
Yes.
So if you don't put your hours in there, you can kind of drive them to your website.
Make sure you also have an updated, unfortunately, Yelp account, because it also ties in with Yelp.
Yeah, I did not do Yelp.
Yeah.
Yeah, just you don't have to pay for it. Just at least make the free business listing, but it does tie in and fact checks against Yelp, which is kind of odd that they fact check against Yelp of all places.
But it didn't hurt me.
No, it won't hurt you. But
I thought
they
was.
will fact check against other
That's fine.
platforms.
But the fact of the matter is, this is a huge benefit to small businesses who want to be able to compete. They want to be found. Restaurants. I mean, it's just everything. Okay. And the thing is, you don't even have to know the name of the business in order to hunt in there, because you also put in business categories. And so it will find a business in the area. So there's a place up here called Endless Cables.
Love Endless Cables.
I love Endless Cables.
Until you go in there, and the young man, I love he's a good guy.
Yeah.
But it's like, if you mispronounce the word just one time, and I am notorious about mispronouncing words, I get a 10-minute lecture on why it's called the way it is.
That's fine.
And I'm like,
I don't mind knowledgeable people, because you know what? I was just user tip. I needed a long HDMI to the mini video jack on the side of my Mac, and I needed like at least 12 feet in order to run to the try and get one online. Okay, they're almost impossible to find.
Call me.
I didn't have to. I called them, and in fact, I couldn't remember the name of it, so I just looked cable store. And boom, it found it. Okay, I was able to find it and log right in, because they had their information in there.
Yep.
And I was able to, and I'm looking at, $40, $50, $60 cables, okay, for 12 footer, for like 9 footers online. It's crazy. And then what happens? Well, we don't have a 12, but we have a 15. I'm like, I'll take it. And it was $19.
How dare you?
I know. But yeah, but again, it goes back to because they were in Apple Maps. It was much easier for me to find them. So
I like them. I like those. I like those guys. I think they're pretty damn cool.
Yep.
So
speaking of
Apple,
here's a segue.
I'm trying to.
No, we're not doing a segment on Segway.
Yeah. So where'd it go? Okay, Apple's fall. No, this is what you put in there.
Yeah.
Apple's fall hardware event will be different. Very different. Why?
Well, there's rumors going on that the iPhone is not going to be shown during this Apple event, which is very odd. And then they're saying because it's on they're being delayed, of course, with everything going on. So they're saying that during the Apple event they're going to show a new hardware, which will be an iPad and the new Apple Watch, and quite possibly the new MacBook Pro. Which they're talking about showing the new redesigned chip in the MacBook Pros, and hopefully that the 13 and 15-inch models get an updated keyboard, because that would be really awesome.
If you say so.
Yeah, something that doesn't have a flaw already.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's something that already
design
works.
flaw
That doesn't
already
make
in it.
any sense.
No. The keyboards have a design flaw already that gives you an extra 2-year warranty on your Mac just because you bought it.
Not a bad thing.
So, but yeah, so they're talking. Obviously, they're also going to be doing it. It's going to be all digital, so they're not going to have any news or
No media types. No audience there.
No audience.
At,
which
Apple
we've already
headquarters.
dealt with. We
Yeah.
already saw them do that, and it worked very well.
Yeah.
I mean, their last
In the June.
Yeah, the last June
Yeah.
for the developers, that worked really well. So I don't think
Thi-
there's going to be a big.
No, this time they're going to put like iPads in all the seats with faces.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think
Everybody
just,
gets to log in and be that iPad.
I think the
exactly.
difference is going to just be that they may not talk about the new iPhone, but then that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, I mean-
not talking about something that they're going to have delayed is. I mean, that would make, to me personally,
Yeah.
it makes no sense to me. I mean, you might as well talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Look, it's going to be, a little further out, but we're still going to talk about the hardware.
Well, the 11's only been out for what, a year and a half?
Yes. But
So 2 years is time.
we are now supposed to be seeing a return to the iPhone 4's styling.
Back to the square edges.
Back to the square edges. So
Oh.
instead of, the round, how we have the round edge now.
Yeah.
So now, I mean, I liked the iPhone 4's feel because it
Yeah.
felt like you could handle it and it wasn't going to slip from your hand as
Yeah,
easy.
exactly.
That's why I know.
Yeah.
That's
That ain't
why
slipping out of my hand.
it's not. But if you take it out of your case, I can guarantee
yeah.
it does feel
Yeah,
like
it
it's going to
feels
go
awkward.
for
Yeah,
a ride.
I mean, it's so
Yep.
slick. It
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
yeah.
I think it's going to be interesting, and they did it because of antenna reasons and a few other things. I just don't know.
Well, hopefully they won't go back to that problem they had. Was it the 3 or the 4 where the antenna
Yes,
wouldn't
the
work
antenna-
Oh,
if you
yeah.
were holding the phone wrong?
Right.
Yes.
If you were holding it like this, it
Right,
would not
we
work.
wouldn't have any
You
antenna.
had, you had to hold it down here.
Well,
'cause you're-
they're releasing 5G into the phone. The new 5G modems going into the phone.
Good.
But they're trying to determine what antenna to use, whether or not they use their array or I believe the Qualcomm array. And they didn't like the design of the Qualcomm, so they wanted to redesign it for themselves.
Right.
So, and then there's something going on about the screens being designed by LG, or there was another company that was supposed to supply them. Their quality fell through, so they're not going to. But there may be a shift later on in production to a different company. So
it's not Gorilla Glass anymore.
they're talking about whether or not they might use Sapphire. I mean, this has been a thing that they've talked about with last 3 or 4 phones.
Yeah.
That they were going to use Sapphire. They never
Sapphire,
really
yeah.
ended up going that route. It's going to be it's going to be interesting, very interesting that they're going to a smaller chip, 5 nanometer, I think it is, technology. I mean, just think about that. The amount of power they can force out of a phone.
Yeah.
The graphics power.
Yeah.
I know.
And so much so that they've decided that they could take the same chip that's in the iPad Pro today
Yeah.
and make an iMac out of it.
Yeah.
Just goes to show that the technology is there. What's
Yeah.
happening with AMD and NVIDIA? Here Apple's designing their own stuff.
They're still fighting for the 0.7 millimeter.
Well, we got some other information coming up here shortly too.
We're going to
so
talk
we'll
about that.
the
Matter of
next
fact,
thing going
As soon
on.
as we get done with this one, we're going to go right into the NVIDIA GeForce. So
NVIDIA GeForce, the RTX 3080. It hasn't released yet, but it is going to release within what's today? 3 more days. The 17th.
17th.
17th, we'll be hearing some more about it.
RTX 3080. So that's gamers must be excited.
Oh yeah, gamers are going to be excited. But the real thing here is the power consumption: 320 watts just for the card alone. Takes 2 8-pin power connectors. They're recommending a 750 watt power supply minimum. Now, depending on your build, you may want to put in 1,000 watt power
I was going to
supply.
say, wouldn't it be better just go to 1,000?
Well, that's where it's going to be, because if you're running either an i9 or or a Ryzen 9, you may want to increase the power output of your power
And let
supply.
me guess, can't find them right now.
Well, no, they're not even
Not
released
released
yet.
yet. Yeah.
But the
3 days
price
out.
point is
No, I'm talking about
awesome.
the power supplies.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
Power
Yeah,
supplies are
power
hard to
supplies are a
find.
little hard
Yeah.
to find.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the price point is only $699 starting price. Now here's $699.
I paid more for that 280 I got back
That's
there.
the point, and they're going to replace the 280 with this 3080.
Really?
Yes. They're dropping it down by 1 gig. So instead of 11 gigs of RAM, they are going to drop it down to 10. Okay, which is fine. That's not a big deal. Just think about it this way: the processing power is going to be there to go ahead and process those polygons and everything a lot faster than need be.
Yeah.
Ray tracing obviously will be a part of this card.
Yeah, you probably don't need as much RAM then.
20
in order to process it.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so to give you an idea, the new Xbox that's coming out,
Right.
everybody talked about it. It's a great machine. It's
We made
really
fun of it
powerful.
this weekend.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's 12 teraflops of power. That's the graphics power that machine has.
Wow.
Okay, the 3080 is coming out with 29.7 teraflops.
God.
So.
All right.
So do you spend $499 on the new Xbox, or you upgrade your video card in your computer?
Upgrade your video card.
Oh yeah.
So I think it's really great, and something we don't have on our list too, just to let everybody know too, NVIDIA just announced that it's purchasing ARM.
Really?
Yeah. So
Why?
if anybody knows, ARM is a processor. They make processors
Yeah.
and very good processors. Obviously, you get the little
Yeah.
Raspberry Pis and everything like that. A lot of the Android phones all run on ARM processors,
Yeah.
and so this is going to be interesting. That NVIDIA has just announced that they are going to purchase the ARM processors,
Right.
Which NVIDIA already makes their own Tegra processors and stuff using ARM platform. So this is going to be very interesting. That NVIDIA may just start creating their own SoCals that they can run basically their own computers and stuff. Their own integrated, let's just say their Shield computer that they have, their little streaming computer, will be a very interesting device once they have both ends of the gambit, both the processor and the GPU building. So I think that's going to be kind of interesting.
Interesting.
And I personally, I really like NVIDIA when it comes to their GPUs. They're very good.
Yeah.
You don't have as many issues with driver support as you would with AMD graphics processors.
And that's why we stick with NVIDIA in the studio for our streaming side and the editing side. They're solid.
Yeah.
And that's a big deal. That's a big
It
deal.
is a big deal. It is a big deal. You want stability, something that's
Right.
stable, and then those driver compatibility with your software, that makes a big
So that
difference.
means that all the Premiere guys that are running Premiere and After Effects and Encoder can now solidly tell the software to use hardware accelerated to render.
Exactly.
Instead of software based. That's a killer. That's really good.
It's
Really,
going to be
really
very
good.
interesting to see what happens
Yep.
with that thing. I want to see some real world tests.
I would too. I'd be interested in seeing it. So we're going to stay in the world of computers. So Wired has the safest way to log into your computer. Password, key fob, fingerprints. There are a lot of ways to access gain to your laptop or desktop. Here are the best and most secure. I did this. I want to see if you agree. Right? So with Windows, it's telling you that the PIN has become the more secure way. Let me roll it down so that everybody create a PIN.
Okay.
It's only 4 digits.
Okay.
I think. Can you bump it up to 6?
You can use you can change a combination. You got an option for PIN or a combination of letters and numbers as the PIN. So basically what it is you have...
Or is it better to use the Hello Face or Windows Hello fingerprint?
Either one of these services are not even stored on your computer to let you know, John.
Did not know that.
So, now that you want to get
Unlike
technical,
Apple.
I like technical.
all these services are tied to your Microsoft account stored in Microsoft Service. So when you sign into a Microsoft account, you're actually utilizing like an Active Directory, like using Microsoft's to sign into a business account.
Okay.
What if you don't want
I'm going to go
Microsoft
sci-fi.
account?
You don't have to have a Microsoft account. It's just something that happens when you set up.
Right.
If you buy a new computer and you don't want a Microsoft account, during the setup process, and when you're talking to Contora, and during the whole process, when it gets to the point that says You will need to log on to the internet. Do not. Check the little box at the very bottom left that says, I do not have internet. And what's going to happen is it's going to say, oh, are you sure? You're going to have a limited experience. It's not limited. Trust me. Go ahead and do it. Use the limited experience. And then what will happen is it will then ask you to create a name for your user account.
Right.
And it will create a local user account on your computer without Microsoft services. Now you can sign into your computer and use it like you normally would. At which point, if you need to sign into Microsoft services, say for instance you use Office 365, you sign into your Office account, you download it, you sign in. When you sign in, it's going to ask you a question. Do you want to use it everywhere? If you say yes, it flips your whole account back to a Microsoft account in your computer. You say no, only use it for Microsoft applications. And now you will have a local account on your computer that you can password protect in which way you'd like, and except for the PIN and stuff, because they want you to sign into a Microsoft account to use that.
Right.
And then you will have, things stored physically on the computer without having Microsoft resources. And the reason why I'm saying this is if you create a Microsoft account and somebody hijacks, remember that whole issue with Hotmail being hijacked a while back and people were losing their accounts?
Yep.
If you don't pay attention, your Microsoft account gets hijacked, and you just so happen to use your own email address as the email address that you signed up with Microsoft. Say, for instance, you have john@gmail.com,
Right.
and you use that to create a Microsoft account. When Microsoft says, I'm going to send you the recovery code to your account, you're thinking, yay, I'm going to get it at john@gmail.com. No, they're going to send it to your Microsoft account because you accidentally used your Gmail account as your Microsoft account. Hence, Microsoft doesn't know whether or not it's the Gmail account you're sending it to or the Microsoft account. And when they send the recovery code to an account that you are locked out of, you cannot get in. And Microsoft will not help you because you're not paying services for that. If you can't answer some basic security questions, you are not only locked out of your account, you are locked out of your computer. And there is no bypass from a Microsoft account on the computer because your password is not stored in the computer. It is in the cloud on Microsoft's servers.
So I asked these
So
questions.
what I'm hearing in the back of my head is like Bill Murray and Ernie Reyes Jr. saying, when Microsoft asks you if you want universal access, you say no. And that's that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, but see, that's right. Now let's jump over to Mac OS. What's same thing there? I mean, now they're doing with Touch ID, fingerprint, and
Face, don't forget
The
face.
facial recognition.
Face recognition. Yeah. So what do you think there?
I think Apple has their, your Apple IDs. I think people that have it a little bit better the way it's set up.
Yeah.
For recoveries, two-factor authentication. For instance, while we were just speaking about Apple getting into Apple Maps, I tried to sign into the Apple Maps to log in with my Apple ID, and it said, hey, are you sure you want to do that? And it sent a notification to my physical phone, who then let me know, hey, did you allow this or not allow this? I had to allow it to go ahead and go any further. I feel Apple's more secure, but again, same situation. Those things are stored in the cloud, except for the fingerprint and the facial recognition is supposed on the newer ones are stored in a chip, a secured chip that's in the hardware itself.
Right.
And you got to remember, Apple is a hardware company. Okay.
Right.
That's what they make. Microsoft is not. They're a software company.
Right.
So all their stuff is stored in their software on their servers.
Yep.
Okay. Apple is going to do as much as they can to keep that information tied to the machine.
It's sacrosanct.
Right. Yeah. And that's what happens, especially if you forget to say, for instance, you sell your Mac or you sell your iPhone, you forget to remove it from your iCloud account. Oh, you've just screwed the other person. Thanks a lot. Because they can't do anything with it.
They can't do anything with it.
Because they could sign in, even if they knew your password, your email account, that's as far as they can get.
Yep.
They can't unlock it. They can't do nothing. And even Apple states, before you send it back, please remove your device from your iCloud account.
Yep.
Turn off Find My Mac or Find My Phone.
Right.
Or else even they can't, if they're telling you to do that, they can't
Yeah.
do nothing with your device.
Exactly.
You just screwed them and they will charge you accordingly.
That's amazing.
No, it is a. I mean, while we were talking about the difference between Apple and Microsoft, it's interesting, and let's combine that with deepfake technology.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because you've got everybody's biometric information inside their Microsoft cloud account. You hack that, you can then actually recreate their face, so that you could then hold up a picture, and they've done this. They've held up photographs of people in front of facial recognition software and been able to get in.
Yeah.
And you could do that with the fingerprints, and you could do that. But if it's stored on your phone, they can't touch it.
No.
Oh, well,
Or-
they
or-
can, but boy, is it going to be a lot of work to get at it.
A lot more work that's not
Yeah.
might not be worth the additional effort.
Yeah.
Unless you're somebody
Unless you're going after the nuclear code.
right. Yeah, unless you're
Okay.
really somebody special.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, this is the point is putting all that information up in the cloud makes it just infinitely easier to hack everybody, all at once. Because if you can get some back-end access on that thing, off you go.
Exactly.
Yep.
And
Now,
speaking of the cloud,
the cloud.
did you hear what Asus is coming out with? Asus just unveiled the first router that supports the next-gen Wi-Fi 6E connections.
Now, will 6E give you like even more cancer or something?
Probably.
There you go. Yeah.
Yes.
But is this guaranteed to be the connection that they the connection or the Wi-Fi? What do they call that? That is that going to be the standard that they all agree on, or is this just something they're talking about? And they
Well,
throw
I
it in
mean,
there?
so here's earlier this year, the Federal Communications paved the way for a new generation of Wi-Fi connections by voting to open up spectrum in the 6 gigahertz band
Wow.
for unlicensed use,
Interesting.
which means it should be faster.
It's going to be faster with a shorter wavelength.
Yes.
We
Well,
don't have.
I mean,
Yeah.
4G is more like this.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, like this.
Yeah.
Now 5G is. It's more of an angular. So 6G must be like this.
And what it is for every one of those waves, they're packing more information in.
packing more information in,
Yeah.
but they also have a shorter reach, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Five-
which is
five gigahertz
the
has-
problem I have even in my house.
Right.
By the time I get to my bedroom, my 5G is like, maybe.
this.
Depends on the device. Like it'll work on my iPad. I'll get 2 bars on my iPad,
Right.
and it'll pop off on my phone, which is newer than my iPad. I don't even understand why that's happening.
Yeah.
But,
I think it has to do with iOS 13, believe it or not.
Well, I'm on 14 on this. Yeah.
But it's doing good on that, right?
Yeah, it's doing great on
But
that.
that's what I'm saying on the phone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think it has something with the networking features on iOS 13 has been really hanky.
I want to do the beta. I don't know how to get a. I want to.
I don't think they have the beta for that.
You don't have to do the beta.
No.
No, it's going to be coming out here shortly.
Well, 14 has now been released.
14 stable.
Yeah.
Is it?
14 has now been released for the iPad.
Oh, for
Oh,
the
for the
iPad.
iPad.
Okay,
Without
that's
the beta
done.
test?
Yes. Yep.
Okay,
that
so I'm
just
still on
happened
beta.
2 days ago.
Really?
Okay,
Yep.
so they released the finalized version?
I believe so.
So that
I've been
means
running
if
the
I don't
beta,
know,
and this one just
by the
came
end
up
of the
and
month?
said not beta. Okay, it said iOS 14 will
all right,
download
so give
tonight.
it another week or two, and then they're going to have it for everybody else then.
Right.
For the phones?
Yeah, because what's happening is once they release the final version to the beta testers, it's usually about a couple week to 2 weeks behind.
Yeah.
And then the regular people that are not on.
But again, that was just the iPad.
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
what about the
That's what they
iPhone?
tested at.
I believe it's
Yeah.
going to be the same.
You're going to be, you'll release this. That'd be dynamite.
Because they're supposed to be releasing it because right after this event, that's when the packages for the
Start going
software
out.
start coming out.
Yeah. So
And
speaking
maybe they will talk about phones then, because they'll
I
be
hope
talking
so.
about the software.
So
Microsoft?
speaking
Yeah.
of the Apple event, which is
Yes.
tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard
Right, which will
Yes,
be 1 o'clock an
remember.
hour after.
Remember, Pacific.
So yes,
Specific.
Pacific. So it's 1 o'clock here.
Yep.
Right?
Yes.
1 o'clock?
Yep.
Yeah, 1 o'clock. So the big Apple event, add it to your calendar, watch, because it's going to be cool, man. All the greatest and latest and stuff, blah, blah, blah,
Now,
blah.
just for everybody who always at least the guys who are on the Android side that constantly mock, people with Apples and be like, "Oh, look, we give you a little bigger phone, and you guys are all jumping for it." No, it's not just a bigger phone. It's got more processing power, better GPU, more RAM, better camera.
Camera is going to be improved this year.
LiDAR is supposed to be included on it. Yes. So there's going to be there's a lot of technology changes.
Yep.
It's not, yes, the phone looks the same. Yes, it's and also with the new advent, the change in iOS 14.
Yep.
Right.
That's going to give us the ability to now start maneuvering the software.
Yeah.
A lot better.
This sounds trivial, but that is the biggest thing for me that I cannot wait for. I want to download it, and I want this little thing to go, hey, by the way, all of this crap you haven't touched in months.
Right.
Get rid of it? Yeah. Because I don't want to spend there all day long going to delete apps.
The single-use download.
Yes.
Have you heard about that one? That's phenomenal.
Just to let you try.
Well,
and then,
to use it for what it is you're looking
exactly.
at.
Right.
And then if you only need it for that, if you only need that Boston Courier newspaper app because you're just looking at it this one time, you're looking at an article.
Right.
It'll give you access to the app almost as a preview mode, and then not download it to your phone though.
Allow
in
you
order
to use
watch
that
it.
one function of the app.
Yes.
Like, say, for instance, you go pay for something at a store.
Or if you want to play a game, you want to test the game. Because here's what happens. I download games.
Yeah.
Because
and then
I
forget to unload them.
And I'm like, well, that sucked. I don't want to get rid of it. And then I get busy and I'm like, oh, shit. I go back and get rid of that. And then I forget about it. And then I've got all this crap stored
and then
on
the
my
game's
phone.
taking up every update. It's got more and more.
Killing you, right?
3
I
gigs.
know.
What?
Yeah, no, it's and I don't want to sync. I don't want to put my phone. I don't want to hook a cable to my phone, put it in my laptop, and then because I just don't want to.
No.
I
don't. I can't anyway. I guess. Yeah, I could.
Yeah, you can.
I don't know.
Yeah, you can.
I never use
did it
anything
already.
that
I
plugs
did it with
in.
a little thingy. Yes, it does. It works just fine.
Oh, you're kidding. Okay,
Nope,
good.
it works just
All
fine.
right, I had no idea that's
I'm
still
also
connected.
hearing rumors of possible data transferring through the how they have the wireless charging.
Yeah,
Wireless transfer?
Yes.
That's dangerous.
that is.
Oh,
very
yes.
dangerous.
I want you to think about that.
I know.
You build these things into tabletops, you hide them in it, and somebody comes in and puts their phone down. Wow.
Do you want your device to connect to this table? No.
No, no, I do not.
Wow.
Thank you very much. So, okay, so we're going to
What's
talk about
next?
something kind of
Yes.
cool, right? SpaceX, next Starship prototype will try a 60,000-foot return flight. I'm actually kind of giddy for
Wait,
this.
what?
I love
what
this
What does
thing.
that mean?
Then it's going to go up 60,000
And just come
and
back.
then come back and see if it can land.
It can.
Well, yeah, I know.
He knows.
He knows what he's doing, but
he's
still.
he's
They haven't-
eccentric enough, and he's.
But
he's making
they
it
haven't
happen.
done it with the bigger ones.
Yeah,
bigger
yeah. This
starships.
is
Just go
a
do
monster.
It. Just go do it, Elon.
And
Go do it as you can.
He
no.
is.
He can't use that slogan.
Just do
It's
it.
copyrighted.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is it really?
Do
Yeah. No, that is really cool, especially looking at the traditional rocket that just took
Yeah.
off from Alaska yesterday, I guess. And it was their first test. They're going to show how reliable they are. And it's your standard disposable rocket.
Right.
And it takes off from Anchorage, gets up, just like I don't know, it wasn't very high. It was like 30 seconds into the flight, and then the computers, which is where Elon Musk does amazing work.
Yep.
And the guys in their golf shirts just watching their rocket land, but here you got this thing. It started sending like harmonic feedback to the engines. So they started the engines started oscillating, so it just killed the engines, and the thing came down and crashed very close to the takeoff spot. And it's like, ouch.
At least it was on point.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It shut off the engines and then came straight back down again. It hardly had left the airspace straight up.
That sucks.
Dang.
Yeah.
And who was that? What company was that?
I can't remember who it was, but it was yesterday.
It was the other guys?
No.
The other guys?
Yeah, the other guys.
The other guys?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It was just your basic rocket company.
So here's something kind of cool. Here's
Rockets
something
are
else
us
kind
or
of cool from
something.
Ninjago, right? Japan's going to be sending an 8K camera to Mars and its moon.
And this, folks, is the new disposable camera.
There you go. If it works up there, it'll work anywhere.
This is a GoPro.
Go. It's called. Is it called
It's
the
a Gone
JAXA or
Pro.
something like that? It's. I don't know. To me, it's.
GoProza.
MMX. I'll play the video on my thing if Rob wants to catch it. But
What's
mean-
the point? We can't see in 8K.
Can't see in 4K
kidding.
either.
I know.
People, I
Yeah.
love people.
Well,
4K is so
I
much
love
better.
the
I can see
idea
the
of
difference.
shooting
I see it.
You can't.
I see it. Oh, is that a Samsung Galaxy on it?
Samsung Galaxy tablet.
That's all it is, a phone right there.
Oh my.
No.
Wait,
and
look at the
you know
4K
what?
camera versus the 8K.
Yeah, they're just rearranged. No, and honestly, I can understand using the 8K up there because getting that kind of resolution back, you can then do zooming.
Zoom in, right.
Okay, and get much more detail and not get the stupid artifacts that
you see
Hoagland
some of
kept
that
saying were
detail?
cities on Mars.
You see some of that detail on the sun that they showed on that one
Yeah.
camera shot?
No.
That was sick. Because
No,
you know what?
I'm not that dumb. I'm not going to look into the sun.
No. Oh my God.
It looked like an anus.
You know what it looked like?
I
It
swear
looked
to
like
God.
the atmosphere around the sun was on fire, but inside was just a dark black death ball.
It's my
I
heart.
mean,
It's
My
my heart.
heart.
It's my heart.
Yep.
That's me out.
Now you
It
know
was,
what
it was
happened.
when I'm not
really,
drunk.
really interesting.
That
Oh my
is
gosh,
really
we've only
cool
got
stuff.
a minute left. Holy cow.
No.
I wanted to get to one cool thing. So the one cool thing is Nintendo is bringing back the retro handheld from 1980.
Yep. Which I guess was their
dog.
first hit.
Where's the
The
picture?
first
There it
thing
is.
that went big
Oh,
for
that was
them.
the.
Yep.
I wanted
Yep.
the next one.
I
You know
know.
the one that was
Yep.
vertical. You know that one
Yeah,
where
yeah,
that
yeah.
had
Yep.
that was black and white.
But I love the fact they're going to bring it back, and it's in color.
Yep, it's going to be in
Because
color.
it's
It's got a USB charger on it, so it's been modernized.
Yeah,
for
I'm not sure
functionality.
what's going to become preloaded.
but
with.
yeah, like 3 different games on it.
Yeah.
So
Super-
It's got
oh, yeah,
30,000 games.
It's the Lost Levels, Ball, and Super Mario Brothers.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's kind of cool. So anyway, hey, thanks for watching, everybody, today. We appreciate it. Again, I know I say this every week, but you have a lot more to do out there, a lot more to watch, but you come to watch us. We appreciate it. If you have anything you want us to talk about or anything you want us to research into, Tech Shamans at WeBeamTV.com. Do not forget, you can go to Bonfire and support WeBeam TV by buying stuff. And yes, we will have Tech Shaman mugs up there ASAP. We will talk to everybody next week. See you later.
see ya.
Bye.
We got the plans cause we are the Tech Shamans. We understand cause we are the Tech Shamans. Dude, I got this cool thing to show you. Really, man? Yeah, it's far out and technical and stuff. Awesome. Yeah. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Cool.